Chapter 7 Birds and Their Homes. Birds are fascinating animals as they can fly. We see many kinds of birds around us. Birds are found almost everywhere. They live among us in forests, deserts, as well as on high mountains. Birds are broadly classified into two types. They are terrestrial birds, aquatic birds. Terrestrial birds. These birds live on land. For example, pigeon, parrot, sparrow, crow, etc. Aquatic birds. These birds can live on the water as well. For example, duck, swan, pelican, crane, etc. Body parts of a bird. If you can recall, a bird is a vertebrate. This means that it has a backbone. The body parts of all the birds are same. Let us do an activity first. Task 1. Name the body parts of the bird shown in the picture. A. Wings. B. Tail. C. Feet. D. Beak. E. Eyes. Let us see how the different body parts help the bird. The wings help it to fly. The tail help it to change direction while flying. The eyes help it to see. The beak helps it to pick up and eat its food. The feet help it to sit on the trees or walk on the ground. Task 2. Match each bird with its name. Eagle, crow, sparrow, owl, pigeon, ostrich, woodpecker, crane, parrot, hummingbird, swan, penguin. How does a bird fly? Let us understand the features present in the bird which allows it to fly. Every bird has a streamlined body to help it fly in the air. Birds have light hollow bones in their body. So, many birds are light in weight. Birds like ostrich are heavy and therefore they cannot fly in the air. They have wings which help them in flying. When the birds flap their wings, it gives them a thrust and they get lifted. There are two ways in which the bird moves its wings, upstroke and downstroke. In the upstroke, the bird moves its wings in an upward and backward direction. In downstroke, the bird moves its wings in a downward and forward direction. To land, the bird simply spreads its wings. This acts like an air brake. However, there are some birds which have wings but cannot fly. They have strong breast muscles. Their wings are attached to their breast muscles. They use their breast muscles to flap their wings. This gives them the thrust to fly. The birds have good eyesight which helps them to fly safely. The tail of the bird helps it to change direction while flying. Birds have feathers which assist them in flying. There are three types of feathers found on the bird's body: flight feathers, down feathers, body feathers. Flight feathers. These are long and sturdy feathers. It assists the bird in flying. Down feathers. They are fluffy and small. They cover the body of the bird and helps it to stay warm. Body feathers. These feathers cover the body of a bird. Different birds fly in different ways. Hummingbirds flap their wings at a very fast pace. Birds like falcons leap off from high locations like the cliff of a mountain or a high tree. The strength of their wings and the air current keep them soaring in the air. Owls can fly without making any sound. For this reason, they are called the silent predators of the night. Their prey do not even come to know that they are being attacked. The owls have special feathers on their wings which help them break the wind and fly silently. Flightless birds. There are many birds which have wings but cannot fly. These are called flightless birds. For example, ostrich, emu, kiwi, rheas, penguin, etc. So, what do these birds use their wings for? The wings of a kiwi bird are very small and almost invisible. Ostrich can run very fast. It uses its wings to balance, maneuver, and brake when in high speed. The wings of a penguin is modified to form flippers. It uses flippers to swim in the water. The rheas spread their wings while running, which acts like sails of a boat. Different kinds of beaks. Birds do not have any teeth. They have beaks. There are three functions of the beak. They are: it helps the bird to catch its prey. In herbivores, the beak is used to pluck or pick up the food. In carnivore birds, the beak helps them to rip and tear the flesh. It helps the bird to feed its young one. The bird picks up twig using its beak and carries it for building a nest. The shape of the beak tells about the feeding habits of the bird. Let us learn about the different types of beaks in detail now. Strainer beak. This beak is seen in aquatic birds like duck, swan, etc. The beaks are flat and have holes on the sides. This helps them to strain the plants, weeds or small animals from mud and water. The muddy water flows out from the holes. Cracker beak. These kinds of beaks are present in those birds which feed on nuts or seeds. Their beaks are small, cone-shaped and strong, which helps them to crack the tough nuts too. Sparrows and pigeons have this kind of beak. Hooked beak. This beak is strong and hooked to pierce into the flesh and tear it. Birds of prey like eagles and vultures have this kind of beak. Sucker beak. Such kind of beaks are seen in birds which feed on nectar, that is, sucking honey from flowers, like a hummingbird. The beaks are long and thin. Spear-like beak. This kind of beak is seen in birds which need to stab and catch the fishes from water. For example, kingfisher. Chisel-like beak. This kind of beak is seen in woodpecker. It makes holes in the bark of a tree using its beak. It also pulls out insects and worms from the tree. Feet and claws. What are claws of a bird? Claws are like toenails on our toes. Just like different birds have different kinds of beaks depending on their feeding habits, their feet and claws also vary for the same reason. Birds use their feet and claws for different things like for climbing, holding, walking, swimming, catching prey, perching, etc. Let us learn about different types of feet and claws in different kinds of birds. Feet of aquatic birds. This kind of feet are present in aquatic birds like swan, duck, penguin, etc. There is extra fold of skin between the toes. This helps the bird to paddle in water. Feet of wading birds. Some birds cannot swim but stand in water in order to catch the food. These are called wading birds as they wade in water. Such birds have long, thin legs and widespread toes which help to walk in shallow water and mud. This is seen in birds like cranes and herons. Feet of perching birds. The birds which sit on branches or wires need to have a firm grip. This act is called perching. Hence, perching birds like crows and pigeons have special feet which enables them to have grip. They have 3 front toes and 1 toe at the back. Feet of flesh-eating birds. The birds like eagle and hawk have such kind of claws. Eagle and hawk are also known as birds of prey or raptors. They have curved or sharp claws to allow firm grip of the prey. Their claws are also known as talons. Feet of climbing birds. Climbing birds like woodpecker have special feet which enables them to grasp and hold the tree while climbing. Their 2 toes point upwards and 2 toes point downwards. Nest. Birds build their house called nest. They lay their eggs there. Nests protect eggs from bad weather and enemies. They usually build their nests in closed places or trees. Some birds like ostrich make their home by digging the ground. This is the simplest form of nest. Such nests are called scrape nest. Some birds use their beaks to make burrows under the trees or ground. Such nests are called burrow nests. Some birds simply collect the material and put it together as a heap. Such nests are called mound nest. Birds like flamingos make such kind of nest. Some birds live in the cavity or a hole of the trunk of a tree. Such bird homes are called cavity homes. Woodpecker has a strong beak. It uses its beak to make a cavity in the trunk. Birds like parrot cannot make a cavity themselves, so they live in the cavity homes made by others. Birds like eagles make flat nests. Such nests are called platform nests. There is another kind of nest called pendant nest. It is called so because it hangs like a pendant. Weaver birds make such kind of nest. It has an entrance hole from where the bird enters. Some birds make their nest in the shape of a cup. They are called cup nest. Fascinating facts. A cuckoo doesn't make its nest. It lays its egg in a crow nest. Tailor bird uses its sharp beak as a needle to stitch 2 leaves with a thread or wool. It lays eggs in this nest. Key terms. Beak, the hard pointed mouth of the bird. Wings, part of the bird's body which helps it to fly in the air. Webbed feet, folds of a skin in between the toes of the feet. Nest, homes of birds. Maneuver, a movement or series of moves requiring skill and care. Let's sum up. Birds can be broadly classified into 2 types, terrestrial and aquatic birds. The wings help the birds to fly. The tail helps it to change direction while flying. The beak helps the bird to pick as well as eat food. Ostrich, penguin, and kiwi are flightless birds. Ostrich is the fastest runners among the 2-legged animals. Penguin uses its flippers to swim in the water. Hummingbird is the smallest bird and it can fly backward too. Birds make a nest to lay their eggs. Types of nest: scrape, burrow, mound nest, cavity, platform, pendant, and cup nest. Types of feathers: flight feather, body feather, and down feather. Types of beaks: strainer beak, cracker beak, hooked beak, sucker beak, spear-like beak, and chisel-like beak.